Salutations, friends. It's your pal, said Stevie. It's kind of early this morning. Let's see here. It's 7:36. Official sun up. It was 7:37 this morning, and so light is just starting to shine. Out for a hike this morning. Nothing too strenuous. This is the Old Sauk River Trail. It's about 3 miles in, 3 miles out, 6 miles round trip. It's supposed to start raining pretty good here in a little bit, so as long as I don't get too wet, I think I'll probably make the entire trek today. And I'm going to be under the canopy, the forest a lot, so I don't think I'll get too wet even if it does rain. So yeah, do some rambling while I'm at Old Sauk Trail and Interpretive Loop Trail. Harlequin ducks, birds that ride the rapids. I have seen these out here before on the Sauk River. So yeah, just a little information on where I'm at if y'all ever want to check it out. I'll always leave a link to the trails that I'm on in the description as well. So even though the sun is, I guess, out, or it's sun up, sunrise, sun is definitely not out. It's a rainy, overcast day. It's still kind of dark to the eye out, so put my Dapper Ion in my backpack. That's typically my EDC flashlight, and I do have the this is the Frere, the Olight Frere. It's actually got, if you see on there, it's got "Trust No One" engraved on it, and it does give me a good amount of light should I actually need it. I don't think I will, but I definitely brought it just in case. You can see the rain is already starting to come down a little bit, so you might even be able to hear it in the back, but again, I'm not too worried about that. So I was prepared to do the Lake 22 hike this morning. I planned on getting out super early, be able to hit the trail as soon as I was light out, but then I read last night that the trail is closed apparently, and so I got to figure out what's going on out there before I didn't want to get out there and then not worth driving all the way out there, although there's other stuff I could do out there. But, looking to maximize my time today. I don't have all day to be out and about. It's Sunday, the 22nd. Yeah, by the way, I do have some responsibilities, some chores I need to get done around the house today, so I need to be back before too long. So I figured this was a quick and easy one. It's about a 40-minute drive out to Darrington here. And so I don't expect this hike to take too terribly long. A couple hours, 3 hours tops maybe, and then a 40-minute drive back home. So I should be back home around noon. So not too shabby. Yep, thick into the forest. No real mountain views on this hike. I think that in a little bit I'll be walking parallel to the Sauk River, and I'll probably be able to see that. But that's mainly what this hike is. It's just a hike through the forest. So I've gotten some questions about. I'm also shroom hunting while I'm out here. Sidetrack. Saw a shroom as I was starting to talk there. Anyway, like I said, shrooms are kind of like squirrels. Squirrel, shroom, and like right there. Can't zoom in, but there's one right there. But some of you have been asking what I bring with me when I'm out on my hike. Am I packing heat for protection? Do I bring food supplies and stuff? So the answer is yes. Anytime I'm out on a hike like this, and pretty much everywhere I go, I'm always carrying a pistol on me. I do concealed carry, got my concealed carry permit, and I pretty much do carry everywhere I go. This time of year, I'm carrying my SIG 3P65 XL in a Works holster. It's got a Holosun red dot on it and a little bridge I'm crossing here. It also has a Streamlight TLR7 compact light on it. I don't flash that. I don't pull it out unless I need to. Need to actually get out to my range and sight in my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. That's what I'm going to start carrying, but I haven't carried that since last winter, and until I can confirm zero, I'm not going to be carrying it, so I need to go sight it in. I'm sure it's fine, but I don't carry anything unless I've completely I got complete confidence that it's been zeroed in. So in the meantime, it's my SIG P365 XL. I got, I don't know, thousands of rounds through that thing before I started carrying it, and I love it. My only SIG. I'm not a big SIG guy, but I love the 365 XL. But the M&P 2.0, it's the 4-inch. That's my baby. That's what I've carried the most over the last, I don't know, 5-6 years or so. I still don't have my bear mace. I don't know why I keep procrastinating on that. I should be carrying that as a form of protection as well. I thought that they would be a little bit smaller, like hand size, but everything that I found is like a big canister. And it seems a little bulky to be like attaching to my backpack and have it just flopping around. So then I'd be putting it in my backpack, I guess. And if I do encounter a bear and I need it like ASAP, having to pull my pack off and get into my pack seems, seconds count, right? So I really got to figure out how, if I do get some bear mace, how I am going to carry. So in the meantime, I just got that. So, and then although I don't carry it for protection, so to speak, I do carry a fixed blade on me every single day now. I have really for the past, I don't know, a couple months, at least since returning from Blade Show, when I got my Mastranza blades, fixed blade in my Lancelot leather clip slip. That's the Keith the Knife Freak, fixed blade. River, viewpoint, either way. Let's take the low trail. But that was my Keith the Knife Freak fixed blade. That's rating in a Lancelot leather clip slip as well. Like I said, that's not necessarily for self-defense. I'm not going to get into a knife fight with someone. I don't want them getting that close to me. I guess if I absolutely had to, I could, but not too worried about self-defense out here outside of encountering an animal. As far as gear goes, these are very light hikes. Nowhere, like I'm not going to fall off any cliffs or anything. Chances of me, even if I were to trip and fall and break my ankle, ankle update, by the way, not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be from the last time I was out. So appreciate everyone asking about it, but I think I was being a little bit of a baby, and it hurt at the time, but not nearly as bad now. So been able to get around, no problem. But even if I were to fall and hurt myself, trip over my own feet, it'd be really just me being a klutz and falling. I'm never that far from my car. Chances of another hiker coming out. So I go pretty light. I don't have like a lot of survival gear on me. I do always keep in my backpack a little fire making kit. It's a little Altoid can that's got some char cloth and some jute twine, a fire steel, and a striker. That's actually sitting in, I'll get it out in a second, maybe. It's sitting in a leather case that Iggy, shout out to Iggy and Campfire Leatherworks, made. And it also has a ferro rod tucked into it. So I do have that. First view of the mighty Sauk River here. So I do have the ability to make fire if need be. There we go. There's the Sauk River, which is an offshoot of the Skagit River, which is more of a major river. So the tides are rising. It's definitely filling up a lot more than what it goes down quite a bit in the summer. All right, so if I head straight back, it looks like that's the part of the trail. The north parking lot is that way, where I did not park. I should have parked there. And anyway, I'm going to keep going along this way and then probably end up doubling back. But yeah, outside of the ability to make fire, I got some water with me. I think I have a granola bar or something in my pack. I do keep my insulin with me now, just in case. I'm always monitoring my blood sugar throughout the day. I actually can't see it because it's covered up, but I wear a continuous glucose monitor now. So I'm actually, I in the past been able to scan it with my phone, but I was messing around and now I actually have to, which is one thing I don't like about it. I actually got to carry around this monitor. Actually, I'll go ahead and check it right now. So it's the same thing if it's the app. I just hold my phone up to my glucometer, but for those of you that want to know, it's this. I tap it to the back of my arm. I'm at 118, which isn't bad at all. I was actually in, that'll probably start going down. In fact, the arrow was trending that it's going down, but I have a good fasting blood sugar reading actually as of late, but it was 98 this morning when I woke up. I put some half and half in my coffee. Wasn't feeling like drinking my coffee black like my soul today. Want a little bit of flavoring, so I put some half and half. And I think that probably spiked it a little bit, but that'll go back down. That's how I keep track of my blood sugar. No more, although I still definitely use, finger pricks. Not nearly as much. So it's a really nice way to keep track of everything. There's the river again. Just continuing on alongside of it. But yeah, so I take my insulin once in the morning, once at night before I go to bed. That's long acting. For those of you that don't know anything about diabetes, like I didn't, there's long acting and quick acting insulin. I'm supposed to give myself the quick acting before meals, but I haven't needed to, so I don't. That's one thing I'm going to talk to my doctor about, but the way I eat, I don't eat stuff that spikes my blood sugar, and I don't think I should be giving myself it if I don't need it. So there's that. So I'm really only taking insulin once in the morning, once at night. Big old patch of shrooms here. That's typically how you find the mushrooms out in this neck of the woods. They're always around clusters of trees, the base of trees, usually the fallen ones. And then you see some Amanita muscaria sprinkled throughout the forest floor. But, so yeah, I do carry my insulin with me just in case. If I were starting to get super low or super high for some reason, I can manage that. And like I said, I keep a granola bar in my backpack. I should get like a little package of peanut butter or honey or something in case I start to get too low. but I haven't had that problem. I did early on when I was still trying to figure out how to monitor and keep my blood sugar in check. I definitely let myself get too low a couple times, and whew, but I can usually sense when I'm starting to get too low, and I don't let myself get like that. I'm gonna walk down to the river. Why the heck not? So you can tell by the way it looks out here. The river will rise, and we'll be all the way up to the bank here for sure. And I know I keep alluding to it. Those of you that have been watching long enough, since I've been doing these ramblings, which I think this will be number 32, but going back over a year with these, I've been out on the Sauk River when it's topped off, so this will be raging in no time. So that's where I came down from, right up there. It's definitely not horrible to walk over, but it is slippery. So that is looking south, and this is looking north, right there. So, yup. Not very deep right now at all. Back on the trail. Shrooms. Huh. I want to pick one. I've picked a couple. I've uprooted a couple, but then I feel bad. I don't know why, but talking about gear that I got a little fire making kit. I got my insulin, as I talked about in one of my last videos. Keep a roll of toilet paper with me in case nature calls. I guess that could also help out with fire making as well. Keep a flashlight. Always got a backup. I do carry my battery charger, my cell phone battery charger. Everything I use, except for this silly OLED that I have carrying today, uses USB-C. So I carry a charger with a USB-C cable. What else do I have in there? I have a tourniquet in there as well, I guess. I always keep one in my backpack and one in the truck as well. And I think that's about it. Not a lot of stuff, pretty light. And then I guess some people have asked if I wear like special hiking boots or anything. I don't know. See those? I'm not doing a very good job of showing them off. These are some Skechers hiking shoes, waterproof hiking shoes, and I love them. I've had them for about 2 years now. I had another pair of Under Armour walking shoes that I had for about 3 years until Ella got a hold of them. So I wear these exclusively now when I'm out hiking. They're not boots, they're just shoes. Mid-tops, I guess. So I also I got a pair of spare socks in my backpack as well. I hate wet feet. Also, back at the truck, I keep a full set of spare clothes in the truck as well, with shoes, different change of pants, shirts. I got a couple of hoodies in there. So those are a couple of questions that's been asked of me. Shoes and gear and whatnot. There's some more shrooms. I've been, some of the knives I'm carrying with me today, well, I guess the one I'll show off, other than the fixed blade. So it's officially been a week since I got this. Met up with Steve Clare last Sunday for breakfast. Holy moly. Hold on. Look at all these sulfur tufts. That is a huge, I guess, colony of sulfur tufts. Not really pretty to look at, but there sure is a lot of them. Wowzers. Yeah. I've seen giant clusters of them, but nothing like this before. Yeah, lots of them around here. So, there's that. Like I said, it's squirrel. Shrooms are my squirrel. Speaking of squirrel, though, back to this bad boy. I've had it for a week since I met up with Steve Clare, who was gracious enough to pick this up for me when he was at Blade Show West. This, of course, is the Kaiser Phoenix, designed by our good pal Matisfaction. I've already made some content on it, but this I always carry multiple knives on me for different reasons, but this has been my primary carry every day for a full week now, and I can tell you I haven't put it through a ton of work. I just got to find the time to. There's some silly cut tests I want to do with it, but I can 100% say in confidence, after carrying this for a week, this is good to go. And Maddie, I don't know if this annoys him or not. The one thing that I think a lot of people keep saying is, don't necessarily love the blade shape, but it's a good knife. And that is how I feel about it. That is a true opinion. Not in love with the blade shape, but it's really growing on me. And as I said in my first impressions video, that take Matisfaction, being the designer of this knife, out of the equation. Is it a knife that I would purchase? Not initially, but then if I would have carried it for a full week and then made a decision before buying it, considering it's $179 before any discounts or codes or anything, yeah, I think I would. It would be on the definitely maybe list, I should say. I shouldn't say absolutely positively I would buy this, because there's a lot of stuff that I really like that I'm not buying anymore. I used to buy all the knives that I like, and I'm just not doing that anymore. So this knife would be on the definitely maybe list. And in order for it to make the definitely maybe list, it has to be a knife that I absolutely like. Right now, I am kind of really only buying US made for the most part. Although my last couple knives have been overseas, but and I think I'm about to sell a US knife to get a overseas knife. I think I'm going to sell my Sea Otter and pick up a second Plexus. But for the rest of the year, I haven't bought a lot this year. Everything's pretty much been US made. So would I buy this knife if it wasn't for Matisfaction being the designer? Definitely maybe, which is high praise in my book. But as I also said in my video, it's my knife of the year. Am I biased about it? 100% I'm biased about it, and I have no problem with that. It's not every day that one of your best pals designs a knife and comes out with a knife. Friends with quite a few designers. Not downplaying my friendships with them, but obviously Maddie is one of my closest pals in the community. So it doesn't really matter what this knife would have been. I would have picked it up regardless and probably called it my knife of the year. It just so happens to also be a really good knife. So that's my thoughts and opinions on the Kaiser Phoenix. But a very close second is a knife that is also, I guess it's going to have to really be my runner-up. I have two that are kind of tied for, that would have been my knives of the year if it wasn't for the Phoenix. One of them, I guess I do have in my backpack. The other one is typically something I carry every day also, and that's the Edgy Blade Works P&W, designed by Scott Stills over at Edgy Blade Works. A knife that, this is technically a prototype, a custom prototype that's in, I think this is AEBL steel, Damascus, backspacer, and pocket clip, blue denim micarta, an awesome acid wash, kind of black wash to this blade, all titanium hardware, titanium liners, and this knife is about as good as it gets also. And Scott let me name it. So this is a knife that kind of sort of helped in the design process. I was working with Scotty. You guys have heard me tell the story before, leading up to Blade Show. And he'd show me, you know, this handle shape, this blade shape. Pared them down a couple of different times, and eventually I was like, yeah, I think this blade shape with this handle looks pretty sweet. And I was like, well, what would you think about materials? And I told him, you know, the blue denim or blue jean micarta, I don't know, one of the two, but it's a very vibrant blue micarta. And then the night before Blade Show, he's like, so what do you want to name your knife? Like, what? And the first thing that came to mind was P&W, Pacific Northwest, you know, because I live in Washington State, just 15 minutes down the road. So that's kind of a sentimental knife as well, and absolutely a contender for Knife of the Year. I love it. And then I got other stuff on me as well. My normal stuff, my wallet, my keys, a hanky, a forest hank, a field notes journal. Oh, the other thing people have asked me about is my watch. So I used to be a watch guy. I used to really be into watches, and you know, going back, you know, 20, really 30 years from the time I was in high school, and I could start affording nicer watches. I was drawn towards more expensive watches. And then about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, after basically breaking almost every single watch that I've ever owned, whether one of the last fist fights I got into, went to the ground and I landed on it and busted it. That was a Citizen Echo Drive. And then my last Citizen just crapped out on me, and I got fucked around by their warranty department to the point where I just gave up on it. I love the watch. It was a Navihawk 4. Really loved that watch, but it turned out to be a piece of junk. So, and sent it into them 2 different times, and it still ended up crapping out on me, and I just gave up at that point. And then I was gifted a really nice watch from E&G, actually. And I do wear that from time to time. But starting about 5 years ago, being fed up with really nice watches, I set out to find the cheapest watches possible. And this is, I think at the time was like a $13 digital watch that has the date and a timer on it. The 3 basic functions I really only need in a watch. I don't know what else you really need it for. I mean, people love their smartwatches, but this is about 5 years old and never changed the battery in it. I've worn it in the shower before, just forgetting to take it off. I've never gone swimming with it. I don't know how it would fare. I think there's some water resistance to it, but I don't know. I wouldn't expect it to hold up. But for $13, I think they're up to like $20 now, maybe even a little bit more. Getting a little bit closer to the river again. Yeah, so it's a nothing of a watch, and that's what I wear 90+% of the time. It's cheap, it's all plastic, it's some unpronounceable name. I don't know what the reviews are on it. I'll put if I remember to, I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. Again, it's just a super affordable functional watch. I've been considering getting a smartwatch of some sort that I can connect Google Fit to, just for convenience when I'm out doing my hikes and walking every day, just so I can glance down and see my steps and whatnot. Maybe have like a heart rate monitor or something. I use Android, not iPhone, and it would be nice to be able to monitor. So the glucose monitor that I have, you can connect it to Apple Watch. But like I said, although I have an iPhone for work, I don't really use it, and I don't want to get in. Nice patch of shrooms down there. Might take some pictures with that one on the way back. But yeah, I had early on. I had it was a highway or something. Early on, I'm going. This was 10 years ago. I had it. One of the first iterations of a smartwatch, and I liked it, but I found myself not. There was crossing a little bridge here. Looks secure. There was something cool about it. I thought initially, like, I'd be able to talk into my watch, and I think that there are some watches that you can do that, but that watch didn't. And nowadays, with earbuds and whatnot, talking into your watch seems silly. But I don't know, 10 years ago when that was new technology, the kid in me and, loving Inspector Gadget and stuff, that's what I thought of. But I didn't really find it that functional. So I know a lot of people that love their smartwatches. I try to avoid notifications as much as I can. I have most of my notifications silenced on my phone. So getting them on my wrist isn't something that I'm really into. I get why a lot of people do like smartwatches, but for me, it's just not necessary. So I don't think I'll be getting one anytime soon. But what do you guys use for watches? Are you into the high end, cheaper end? Do you use it just as a, do you use it for multitasking with stuff? Honestly, the only thing I really use my watch for is to go, what time is it? And I look at my watch. And that's only if I'm not at my desk throughout the day, which has a clock on it, or I just glance down at my phone. So a watch isn't real practical for me, but I do like wearing one. I also wear it on my left wrist, and then I carry my wallet on my left front pocket now. I used to carry it in my left back, which I found that most people, at least I think I read this somewhere, and then people that I've talked to, they wear their watch on their right hand and carry their wallet in their right pocket as well. I am right-handed, but yeah, so I thought that was odd that I'm opposite of what most people do. On that type of stuff, I'm typically doing exactly what everyone's doing. But yeah, what watches do you guys use? If you're an Android user, that's a nice little shroom as well. That one there, the name escapes me, but these things will grow to be humongous. Really, really big, if it doesn't get disturbed and fall over. A lot of mushrooms like that will also, the taller they get, the tops will split open, and then they end up falling over. Those ones get pretty dang tall. Again, so switching gears, done talking about watches. The other knives I have on me right now are my, this is the Malice, Mini Malice button lock. It's a little over a year old. And then my OG Malice, both made by both designed by Ferrum Forge. So where I was at last week, and I think I mentioned this during that hike, Ross Canyon Creek or something. That was the first time out on a hike. This is going back a couple years ago. I started encountering a bunch of mushrooms throughout the forest floor, and I had my malice on me, and decided to take a picture of my malice with one of the mushrooms. And then I thought, like, oh, it's like Malice in Wonderland. And that kind of started, I don't know how many I've made, but, or how many posts I've done of Malice in Wonderland. Quite a few at this point. And I've started incorporating choo-choo into some of my recent ones. Choo-choo's in my backpack as well. But it was one of those, again, I don't remember the name of the mushroom, but it was one of those that I took. And if I can find the picture, and I remember to do so, I'll roll it in, but you'll see how big it was. Much bigger than my knife, so they do get pretty large. But yeah, the Malice in Wonderland photos are something that I like to do. Something, I guess, a little different. You don't see a lot of people taking pictures of their malice with mushrooms. I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool. So I just checked my step count, and I forget what the amount of steps were, but I'm a little over 1.5 miles into this hike, which is about what I thought, because it's right around 1.5 miles of continuous walking that the sweats start breaking out a little bit. That's when I know my heart rate's starting to, get up, and that's what I like. So I don't know how much longer this trail is going to go, but then I'll turn around and go back the way I came from, and then continue on. There's another little spur, a little over 1 mile spur that I can go to. So I don't think there's really much left of this trail. But I definitely want to go on a more challenging hike. That's what I'm working up towards. I think I'm conditioned now. Still not in great physical shape, but I'm in a lot better shape than I was 2 months ago. And I think my endurance is where it needs to be right now to go on, a 7-8 mile hike at this point. And there's a lot of options for me. I'm just trying to figure out which one. We probably got another a little over a month, maybe. I think I see a couple of hikers coming up. Hold on. 3 hikers I just passed. But we got probably about another little over a month before the snow starts coming down in the North Cascades here. Not necessarily where I live, but out here in this area, it snows a lot, and it starts snowing, I don't know, right around November. And some of the places I still want to get to won't be accessible. I think they shut the Mountain Loop Highway down. Well, it really depends, but it's been shut down before Thanksgiving. And so, yeah, like I said, a little over a month to get to some of these places before it's shut down until the following spring, just because the snow does get pretty bad. I know you guys have seen one of the spots, so where I went on my last Ramblin, Ross Creek. That's where I attempted to go one winter day, and that's when I found that they had shut Highway 20 down, and the snow was up to, so they have big, huge iron gates that go across the highway, and the snow, they stopped plowing on the other side of the gate where it's shut down, and on the other side of the gate, the snow was as high as the gate. So we're talking 3.5, 4 feet. That's how much snow gets out there. They do plow the main portion of the highway, but then all the trailhead parking spots, they actually plow shut. so you can't get into the trailheads. And I'm assuming that's just because the snow is too much for people. You know, it gets dangerous. So to prevent people from going out there, they plow the entrances shut. So I don't have a lot of time. And the other problem is, which I've encountered a couple times this year already, is the amount of people that come out here this time of year. We're at the end of summer officially. It is definitely, I think it's the first day of fall. Seeing if there's any trails worth going off down there. So being that we're officially into fall and done with summer, you don't have as many people coming out here. But until the real rainy season hits, you're still going to have the weekenders that come out here. And so really the weekdays are the best day to do a hike on some of the more popular trails. And I can't really get out during the week to take 6 hours and go do a big hike. So I'm stuck on the weekends for right now myself. And but as we get towards the rainier season, the colder months, the weekenders drop off big time. And there's plenty of days that I come out this way and I don't see anybody the whole time I'm out here. Don't pass a single car. Don't see a single person. And then if I'm going to go on a hike, you know, I don't want to be lagging behind someone or feeling like I have to walk at a certain pace to keep people off my tail. So I like to do this at my own pace. And so being out here by myself is preferable. I do want to get someone to come with me at some point. I like coming out here solo, but I'm going to talk to the P&W breakfast crew and see if maybe one weekend coming up, if they want to come out. See if Work Knife Balance wants to come up. Talk to Steve Clare. Stiff Detent, and quite frankly, see if they want to come out. And it'd be fun to have a hiking partner. Plural. So most of this forest is just super thick, dense, moss covered. Most of these, the bigger ones are cedars, but a lot of these smaller ones are alder trees, I believe. And it's just super thick. Thick with 2 C's. If it was sunny out, it looks way more gorgeous than it does right now. I don't think the colors are really coming through, but everything is a nice shade of yellow. I hope that last little clip captured how calm and quiet it is in this far into the interior of the woods. You hear the drops of rain that are making its way through the canopy, hitting all the leaves. You hear the Sauk River in the background. A couple birds maybe. Other than that, nothing. And that's the peacefulness of this. So I think I'm almost to the end of the trail that picks up at one of the trailheads, the north parking lot. So I'm going to put my phone away and continue on here for a little bit, turn around, make my way back. I'll probably pick back up as I get to that last little spur going to, I think it's Willow Creek or something. So, TTFN. Well, I'm back. Murphy Creek is this way. I'm gonna go this way. Walk down to Murphy Creek and see what's up with Murphy Creek. So, I don't know how long it's been since I Shut the camera off a little bit ago. Probably, well, what time is it now? It's 9:45, so I guess I've already been out here for 2 hours. So maybe it was, I don't know, you lose track of time out here, that's for sure. So, yeah, spotted some shrooms along the way. I'll, again, if I remember, again, there's another big one right down there. I'll try to roll in some footage of the stuff that I took. Encountered a group of, or there's been a couple of groups of hikers since I've walked. I've passed the ones that I saw earlier that I had on camera. I've passed them again, and then maybe I'll run into them again. But there's a group of, I think it was 3 or 4 women that were like, if you hear us scream, will you come save us? And I said, you know, if I hear a damsel in distress, I gotta come running. I said, but you know, I'm not real fast. Or I said something like that. So it might take me a minute to get to you, but you guys will be fine. But they seemed like some hippy dippy. If I'm not mistaken, one of them might have had a yoga mat with them. You know, some namaste type folks. So they're probably gonna go do some yoga in a meadow or some shit. But yeah, no clue where this is leading me to. Murphy Creek is not something that I realized was part of this spur of this trail initially, so I didn't really look ahead to see what it is. But you know, there's a bridge coming up, so who knows where it'll take me. It's a pretty old looking bridge. I can start hearing the river again, or maybe that's the creek that I hear. This looks like a creek bed. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like water runs through here very often. So maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a crevasse that needed a bridge to traverse the crevasse. Is that what you do? You traverse crevasses? Crevasse? All right, I filmed a little short earlier. There's these things all over the place. I don't know what they are. These green things here. And I wanted to see if the Phoenix would cut through them. And it do. So I'll do it again here. Boom! Look at that. Clean cut. Pretty clean, anyway. So, yay, Phoenix. Coming in sharp. I've never seen big shrooms grow on a tree like that before. That's cool. Here's some even better river access. So let's go check out the Sauk River again. I guess it's a little bit more rapid through here. It's a river. Well, it's a bummer that this shroom is falling apart because the stalk on that thing is huge. That thing, it looks like it was an Amanita muscaria. There's another one coming up right there next to it. And then another one there. And then that's a flattened out one that's been growing for a while. But that one looks like it was humongous. There's a big one. That's a big old shroom, that's for sure. I think I'm getting close to the creek. At least it sounds like it. Of course, I wasn't recording when I got startled, which I guess is a good thing. It was kind of funny though, but I looked up and saw that and thought it was someone standing there. It's clearly not, but from back here with my blind ass, I thought someone had just appeared out of nowhere. And it definitely startled me. I think I made some sort of noise, but yeah. I've never seen mushrooms like this either. Similar mushrooms, but these are, I think, some sort of sulfur tufts, but they're rougher, kind of like the shelf brackets, or the whatever those are called. Just see on the ends of stumps. These ones are definitely flesh colored and slippery. Where in the fuck is this creek? I don't know. I didn't think it would be that far. Yeah. I haven't checked my step count or my miles for a while, but I've kept trudging along this whole time, and it's right around now to where I can definitely keep going. I have to guess I'm right around the 4 mile mark, 4.5, maybe 5. I don't know. I can keep going, no problem. That's the good thing. And this has all been relatively flat, so I should be able to keep up. But I'm definitely at a point to where I wouldn't mind taking a little bit of a pop and a squat and taking a little bit of a break before I head back to the truck. But I was hoping to maybe do that at the creek here, but I ain't found the creek yet. Where the fuck is this creek at? Dude, I'm having to climb over shit now. Yeah. There better be a payoff. I'm getting, I guess maybe I'm getting also a little hungry too. Although I did eat a little bite before I left. So I'm getting a little bit irritated. Look at those bright red mofos. Those are vibrant. And another one. I think I've made it. All right, well, I just realized where this is. I've been here several times. There's the road. There's the Mountain Loop Highway right there. Park right there. Actually, the very first short or reel or whatever they're called that I posted of the Phoenix was taken from here. So I didn't realize that that's what this place was called. Had I have known that this is what I was walking towards, I probably wouldn't have came down here, but such is life. You definitely get some "they all float down here" type vibes from this area. Kind of reminds me of the scene in the original It made for TV show, the area that they like built a dam and stuff. That's what this place reminds me of. So I'd like to pop a squat and take a rest, but you know what? I've kind of caught a second wind, and so instead of resting, I'm gonna head back, and I'm gonna put the camera away and just make a beeline back for the truck. So try to get work up another good sweat before I get back. Oh, alrighty, folks. Well, I'm back to the truck. I need to wet my whistle something fierce. I'll tell you what. Ice cold H2O really hits the spot. I've had water while I was out, but it wasn't ice cold like this now. So that concludes it. I looked at Google Fit when I got back to the truck here, and it said 5.59 or 5.69. I would have remembered 69. No, it was 5.59 miles for, I forget how many steps. It's 10:56. I have been lollygagging here at the picnic tables, taking some pictures for about 15 minutes or so. So the hike was just over 3 hours. just shy of 6 miles. And that was nonstop for me. So I think that's this was a good indicator that although this doesn't have a lot of elevation to it, it was relatively flat. I can definitely do. I'm knowing where my limits are. I'm feeling it for sure right now, but I still feel good, and I feel like I could keep going. Let me check my blood sugar while I'm at it. 109. So I think it was 118 when I checked it 3 hours ago. So despite typically your blood sugar will spike when you've been doing exercising. Um, yeah, it was 118 when I checked it earlier. So 109 is good. Feeling good. I know I worked up a really good sweat. Um, yeah, a relatively boring hike, I would say, for especially for you folks. There wasn't a lot of good scenery. I mean, just being out in the woods is good enough for me, but definitely a more boring hike. It's not like the ice caves or anything. Um, but yeah, that's all I got for you. Before someone asks, this, you guys know what this is? CZ? Chechka Jobrojavska? Do you know? If you know, you know. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna go pick up the kiddo. She stayed at a friend's house last night. Gonna go pick up the kiddo, and we're gonna go do a little bit of grocery shopping. Hit up Costco today, and look at the action on this. It's broke in on its own, and there's still absolutely no blade play or anything. This thing is broken. So good, so good. It's a great knife. It really is. If you haven't got a Phoenix yet, you really should. And got something cool coming for it pretty soon too. Stay tuned. Yeah, gonna go do some grocery shopping. I got a couple of or I got some bone broth to make today, and I'm just gonna chill, absolutely chill. Get this video edited and take a shower, wash my stinking ass, do something with this frizzy ass beard. It definitely soaks up the humidity when I'm out here. So, anywho, that's all I got for you folks. I do appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe and like the videos that pop up and all that good stuff. I would appreciate it. I forget what I was going to say. Anywho, appreciate y'all tuning in. And until the next one, I bid you mofos adieuses. Bye bye.